Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today is a beautiful, beautiful day here in Texas, so it would be a shame not to do something. So I figured let's knock out something that I've been meaning to do for a while, and that is to adjust my air suspension. So this is a 2014 LS460 F Sport, and certain LS460s come with the traditional spring and strut, but the F Sport and I think some of the upper tier LS460s come with air suspension. And I know, dealing with my past, because I had an LS430 Ultra Lux, sometimes there's a lean, air suspension lean, right? And even though this is a slightly more modern car, you can tell that my right side leans or is higher than my left side. And even when the car is on and on level surface, the car still sits a little higher on the right side. Now there are height sensors, and I think it's very similar to those that do aftermarket air suspension. They have, ride height sensors, and it's basically a sensor with a pivot arm that, depending on your surface or terrain that you're going over, the air suspension adjusts accordingly. Now on this car, it's super easy in the rear and it's relatively easy in the front. The front I did a long time ago when I first bought the car, because I think it was my passenger side was maybe like a whole inch and a half higher. And so I adjusted everything and got things where I liked it. Now it's just the passenger rear that sits a little higher than I like. So to show you what I'm talking about, and there's a wasp right there. Watch me get bit. All up on YouTube. Watch me get bit. You know what? Here. I'm not here to mess around, man. I get it. Did I get it? Okay, I got something. All right, I got him. Okay, so measuring my driver's side. Bottom of the tire to the fender is going to be roughly 28 and maybe very closely 1/8 of an inch to the bottom of this plastic. And I'm sorry, I'm doing this one hand, but I'm measuring to this black plastic fender liner. So it was about 28 and 1/8, maybe slightly below that. And on my passenger side, I'm sitting at, let's see, holy crap, about a half an inch? I can't tell, but the camera can tell. Let me put the camera down. Oh. 28 and 5/8, so about half an inch higher on my right side than on my left side. I've got some FX35 sitting out in the middle of the street, making some odd noises. I don't like it. But 28 and 1/8 for sure. And let me get back on the other side. Okay, I'm sorry. Totally misread it. 28 and maybe 3/8. So 2/8, quarter of an inch higher on the right side than on the left side. And that is easily adjustable, like I said before, on the LS460. I will show you how it's done, though it may take me a few times to get it right. Underneath the car, near the exhaust, there is this guy. And let me change the lighting here. Okay, so I'm pointing at it with the light. There's this little 10mm nut, and you can see it's slotted, right? So this, after you loosen the nut, this can go up or down, and the lower you go, pushes the height sensor arm down, which will lower the car a little bit. It doesn't take very much to have a reaction. And what I mean by that, you can move this a millimeter and then maybe get a quarter of an inch or more for the height to go down. So all I'm gonna do is loosen this nut again to the one I'm pointing to, and I'm gonna lower it slightly, turn the car on, give it a minute or two, let it air out or air up or whatever it needs to do, let it stabilize, and then I will check the height again. Now, the front is a little bit different. There goes that FX again. So the front is a little bit different. It's got basically a tie rod, and I don't know if I can get it on camera, but I will certainly try. So, oh Lord, I can barely see. Well, I'll have to take out or take off the wheel to show you guys a little better. And I don't know if I'm going to do that today. Okay, well, I can't show you because I can't see it very well. But basically, again, there's a height sensor, which is imaginary rectangle, and it sits with an arm that pivots up and down. So on the front, there is the sensor with its arm, and attached to it will be a kind of a tie rod, and that will be what the flashlight is. So this tie rod is adjustable in length. You can make it longer or shorter, and the shorter you make this, the lower that arm will go down and the lower the car will go. So I think it's all 10 millimeters, and there might be a 12 millimeter if you want to undo a certain part of the tie rod, but for the most part there's two 10 millimeter nuts or bolts you take out, the tie rod comes out, you basically loosen the lock nuts, shorten the tie rod, get everything back, and whether you want to go up or down, that's all there is to the front. So with that being said and kind of the overview, let me go ahead and adjust the passenger side rear, and I'll hit you guys up with some results. Okay guys, we're back. I got everything leveled out. I'm happy with it, and I took another minute to get under the car in front, and I'm sorry the car is on, so the audio might not be great, but after I leveled everything out, I wanted this car to stay on to make sure that if the car was going to adjust itself any, I could check. But good news is that I was able to find the end link I wanted to talk to you guys about for the front adjustment. So if you follow my finger, there's a rod, and that's a link. The bottom here is a bracket that sticks to the control arm, and the top is what connects to the height sensor. So if you remove the bottom and the top, you're able to remove the end link. And so since you have this end link, you twist and make it shorter. And because the bottom is stationary, if you make it shorter, you will drop the arm lower. And if the height sensor reads lower, the car goes lower, and there is your cheap way to drop your LS460 with air suspension. Now again, I wasn't necessarily here to drop the car and make it, I hate to use the word showy or anything like that. I originally just wanted to level the car out, and by leveling the car out, it sits a little bit lower than what factory is. But here we are. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but it looks pretty level between the left and the right side. The fronts are pretty good. But thank you for watching. Enjoy your day. Have a good one. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions about any of my vehicles or just things in general, please feel free to comment. Thanks for watching. Good luck.